Hello. So I'll be doing a playthrough of Final Fantasy 11. Now I've been meaning to do it a long time ago. I just wasn't sure if I wanted to stream it or not. I also had a few other things I wanted to do beforehand, but I'm here. I have made a little bit of progress in the character already, but I haven't done any of the story except for the opening scene. If we just go to my levels, you'll see that I have leveled Ninja and got that unlocked. I've leveled Thief, and I've also unlocked and leveled Blue Mage just a tiny bit. I haven't got much on Blue Mage. Right now I am sat on 2 spells? 2 spells? Yeah, Foot Kick and Pollen. Just enough to get the ball rolling, really. I didn't want to feck around with like airship passes and sub-job stuff during the course of this, because there's like a whole plethora of things I'll probably have to do during. But for now, basically, I have the class I want to do the story with, and I'm going to be raising it up in the course of doing the story as well. We'll also be doing a little bit of crafting and such. I'm not sure if any of that will make it into the recording, or if I'll even start streaming this, or just keep it to recording. Either way, first session is going to be recorded. Every time it's given me some cutscene for like an expansion or something, I have declined it, and it's placed these books. Tales of the Beginning. This is for Rhapsodies of Vana'diel. We will start by doing this one in tandem with the home nation quests. But depending on how skewed this the Rhapsodies story seems, because it was released pretty much at the end of the game's life, right? It's a wrap-up, it's a all-encompassing tale. I'm not sure if this will give spoilers. I'm not sure if this will end up causing the story to be all timey-wimey, space-wibbly wobbly, but we shall see. If it does, I'll probably put Rhapsodies on hold until we have done all the other storylines, or at least done one the base game. Then we'll start Rhapsodies, and then when it goes into Rise of Zillet, we'll hold tight until we've done Rise of Zillet, etc., etc. As I understand it, Rhapsodies is meant to be done in tandem with the story, so we'll see how that goes. Anyway, without further ado, let's take a quick look at what we can see here. Oh, okay, so it actually allows me to choose various ones. We also got offered a cutscene for Seekers of Adoulin, but I didn't want to. I'm no way even close. That's endgame. So we'll start with the Rhapsodies. Crystal resonates deep within the soul. Vana'diel. In the year 898? They must make haste for Reiselgemma and find the master before. I don't know how to pronounce these names well. Rhapsodies of Vana'diel. And that's that. Cool! So does this give me anything else, or is it just... No, thank you. Don't want to start Seekers. Okay, cool. So, small little opening. Anyone who's played Final Fantasy XIV during a certain crossover event would know who that character is. It is basically a character that bridges the two stories, and has left a whole lot of lore questions on both sides. So far as I can tell, that is all that was wrote there, but if we were to go to missions, and we go to, I want to say add-ons. Okay, no write-up for that one. Perhaps even a slight ripple can cause an unstoppable cascade. Sorry if I sound a bit groggy. I am a little bit bunged up today, so I'll try not to sniffle and sneeze. The cryptic vision from the crystal has played in your mind, or rather from a book by a rock. A strange woman bathed in light descended from the mother crystal in search of someone. What is the land in which she spoke? Perhaps someone in Selbina or Mora could provide clues. Perfect. So, Selbina and Mora, they are port towns. You usually visit them when you hit 10 or 14 or whatever. Roughly in the course of leveling up and heading into the higher level zones. Or, I guess, zone 3 in difficulty. So we'll hit up Selbina and Mora when we're ready to go there as Blue Mage. So we'll hold off on Rhapsodies until then. What we will do in the meantime, whilst we are leveling, because I said we're going to do it in tandem, is we will be doing the Gate Guard quests. Now this is where we start the base game. If I bring up the missions again, so the Nations missions, you can see we don't have any current ones. I haven't completed any. That is because I haven't done any. I haven't even touched the storyline. In 60 levels of character progress, I have not touched the story. So we shall start with those and see where it guides us. We are, of course, in the nation of Windurst. So this is the homeland of the Mithra, Cat Elf, and the Taru, the little weird whippersnappers you see, like this guy. There are a lot of functions in this game. There never used to be most of this. I remember when I first started playing, you probably had this bard, the gate guards, and this guy here. Ever since then, you've just got, well, so many NPCs now. It might be a bit confusing, the amount of systems they put in place, but I'll go through it, I'll explain it, and we'll try and use it in a way that kind of makes sense for the progression. Progression won't be as slow as it used to be. There's training manuals and stuff which allow us to basically zoom through our levels. I have been playing this character for a day, and I managed to do this. Thief to 35, Ninja to 34, Blue Mage to 9. That's including the boarding passes, because I need to go to Kazan, El Chimo Highlands, Lowlands even, to even get Ninja. To get Blue Mage, I needed to get a boarding pass to go to our Urgen, and then the prerequisite quests to unlock them. So I have collected a few teleports and stuff like that. So overall, starting off with a bit of an advantage does make things a little bit more streamlined. As we progress further and deeper, it will, however, become a little bit more old school, I would say. A little bit more old school. We'll be doing a lot of traveling. Might even take some time to unlock a chocobo and stuff, but that is the state of things. I'm gonna go and get lunch. When I get back, we'll get started for real. Okay, where were we? Alright, so we're back. We're ready to go. So, who the hell? I'm sorry, in the process of me going and getting food, did it turn into Easter? That's wild. Very cool. Love the helmets. Look at that. Little rareb. That's quite a cool helmet design, actually. Is that a mannequin or what is that? It's definitely a person, right? So still. Anyway. Rocco Boomer, I believe is the first one. Yep. This is the Eastern Gatehouse, a gathering place for the guards who do. Start again. A gathering place for the guards who do the rounds of Windurst Woods. The spam underneath makes it kind of hard because it scrolls up to the top, and then it's easy. So I'll fix that in a minute. To expel those who would subvert the law and order of Windurst Woods, to protect the Mithra populace from all manners of threats and dangers. That is the job of us guards. But lately, ferocious monsters are on the increase, and the beastmen are ruining nature as they please. So, our job is becoming all the more hectic. I am so done with that shout text. If you are a citizen of Windurst, then perhaps you may lend us a helping hand from time to time in order to protect the peace of our fair town. For instance, you could try to do some missions, special tasks issued on behalf of the Federation of Windurst. But first, you might prefer to listen to our explanation of the role of gatehouses before you decide. Here. Good, then allow us to explain. So, Lajab, do you like to do the honors? Roger, Captain Boomer. It would indeed be an honor. I can't tell my honor. Well, put simply, the gatehouse are where we guards work and rest. We also administer missions here. Assignments. So between the shout text and the rolling R's, this is hard to read. We also administer missions here. Assignments for and on behalf of our country. Missions differ from plain quests that they are rendered as service to your country, so the government will award you the rank points for each mission you accomplish. Register enough points and your rank or standing in society will increase. It is just ceaseless. So how about it? If you consider yourself a model citizen of Windurst, I recommend you serve your country by trying your hand at missions. The very reason you came to Windurst in the first place was because you wanted to make something for yourself, wasn't it? Yeah, sure. Well said. That heartfelt reply is your first step towards making Windurst a better place. I'm like, yeah, sure. Heartfelt! So, without further delay, let's issue your first mission. Do either of you have the right mission for her? Excuse me, but I know of a mission wishing. You're gonna hate Windurst. So it's primarily controlled by these two races, the Mithra and the Tarutaru. The Mithra roll their R's, Tarutaru they talk like kids. You see, well, the Oristary in the port area is kind of looking for someone to help
them with magic experiment to be conducted at Horatoto Ruins. I know, it's a little sudden wedding, but they said they were in a fix because they couldn't find anyone to help them. So, how about it then? Good. Carry out that mission. The Urastory is the ministry that runs the Mage Academy to improve the military's magic abilities. So to get to the Urastory, you have to go to Port area by heading back west from this gate. Your country is counting on you. Okay. I shall be right back, because that is annoying now.
So, that took an inordinate amount of time. It really only took me about 30 seconds to go into the menu. Is quite literally boom, boom, config, chat filters, and then turning shout and yell to off. I'm not sure which one it is, but I don't care to find out. And then I ran to the next mission objective. I was like, oh wait, I'm not recording. So I ran back to where I was, just so I can run to the next mission objective. Ah, yes. Yes, I am peak. Knowing me, I've probably hit record. I have okay, cool. Good. I was worried then that I'd started streaming instead of recording. Anyway, you can tell it's been a while because it's like night time, and I think it's 3 seconds to every in-game minute. Not gonna lie, I actually ended up just eating food, so I didn't want to be masticating and then sloppy noises all over the recording, so I decided, whatever, I guess. So this is Port Windurst. This is where the airships come and pick people up, take them to far-off places, which we'll discover at some point, I'm sure. Gotta leave some mystique into this. Oh, by the way, this is old as hell. I believe I was playing this back in 2006 when I was back in school. Very old. Very old. Still, in my opinion, one of the better MMOs, although it is a shadow of what its former self. Obviously, you could tell by the spam chat earlier, like, it wasn't people selling stuff. It was... what were they actually shouting about? Yeah, see, it's mostly people shouting about the kind of content that they're looking for groups. So, and it was relentless, right? So, obviously it's got its healthy community going on still. In fact, if I do see it all... for a game that has not actually been in active service for probably a decade now, I reckon 2,563 people on the Azura server alone that's pretty damn good. That is pretty damn good. Obviously it is an MMO. It was very heavily reliant on like party play to do anything. They have got settings in place because obviously when a lot of their players migrated to their other MMO and the game had run its course, they needed it to be self-sustainable somehow. So they got a bunch of small events on a repeat cycle, which keeps things interesting. I think they do actually still have a couple of developers working on the game, but it's far and few. And I'll show you in a minute, but like there is a feature they put in place so that content that's designed for like 6 players can still be achieved. Right, so we were meant to be going to the Urastory. I need a cough, I do apologize. Whoa. Right, we're meant to be going to the Urastory, which is this place here. This is where the magicians of Windurst develop their magic. And these are Cardians. They are basically automatons, which they get invoked with a spirit. and they come to life, and they're basically guards. I think... Which one was it I was meant to be speaking with? No, not quests, missions. No, not Zillet, nations, not Toto. Just inquire at the... Okay. It's fine. I'm assuming it'll be one of you. Judging by the pause, I'm gonna say yes. What are you doing loitering here around here willy-nilly? This is a training room for magic spells. If you're not careful, you'll be fried to a crisp, or worse. What's that? Oh, now I see. You volunteered to help us with the magic experiment in Horatoto Ruins, have you? That's right. You did ask for Goon Platoon Gatehouse for assistance. Hey, Koroido Moido? That was the Minister's pell-mell experiment, wasn't it? Yeah, the Minister headed off hours ago, said he had some preparations to do, or something. Sigh. Less sigh. Typical of the Minister to ask for assistance and leave before the help comes. That's gone and put this poor hoddy-doddy adventure out. I know. Our Minister is so self-centered. He thinks of nothing but himself. It's going to be difficult for me to read these guys because they put random, like, self-centered, self-centered. But anyway, it'd probably be look better for you to head over to the Magic Towers in East Saruta. Really? I don't think it matters if your first impressions of hoity-toity old him is good or not. Either way, it won't get you into his good books, will it? Anyway, head out to the Eastern Magic Tower of Horatoto Ruins. It's a fair way, and an itsy-bitsy bit dangerous. So you might want to take some friends with you. Good luck, you'll need it. East Horatoto Ruins. Full disclosure, I've never been good at reading out loud, so you're probably going to find that I will stutter over myself a metric ton when I'm reading stuff. My eyes are not as good as they once were, and also my brain is a lot slower than it once was. You want to go all the way back to woods? Still, I shall try. So, yeah, I'm terrible when it comes to reading out loud, and when they add random syllables and stuff into how they talk, or they roll their R's, it's a bit of a challenge. Luckily, I have basically sort of bypassed a lot of the grinding and stuff we need to do in terms of gear and stuff. At least for now. So the gear I'm wearing currently, and I'll show you in a second, is level 1. Okay, it's not good at all. You can tell I'm level 9 right now, so it wouldn't hurt to have some better armor, especially if we're going to be going into a place where there might be fighting. They made it out to be very dangerous. So what we're going to do is we're going to go pick up a fresh set of gear with a better sword and everything, so that we're ready. First we want to go back into the woods here. Oh, and for anyone who hasn't picked up on it yet, you can tell that this is a Final Fantasy game, and it used to be very true to older Final Fantasy games. It is menu-based. Much like the older Final Fantasy games, it is very much menu-based. We don't have active skill bar, but what you can do is you can set up macros.
So that one is for my thief. That's sneak attack, viper bite. So what that does is essentially it activates the sneak attack skill, which is like a powerful backstabbing move, and then it uses a weapon skill called viper bite, quick tandem, and basically the two kind of bounce off each other. So if I do sneak attack and then viper bite, it will apply the damage bonus to the weapon skill for even better damage. Like, the combat mechanics in this are freaking awesome. If you can get past the fact that it is a Final Fantasy classic, it does have menu-based gameplay. Let's grab ourselves... Nothing yet. Let's see what we can get at level 10. Want a sword? Beast Spaffer? Let's grab ourselves a Beast Spaffer. That's a nice sword for level. Let's just offload a load of nonsense. No. Yes. So all this stuff in here, the left-hand side, is just stuff I've collected on my other classes, and I haven't wanted to get rid of them. For whatever reason, I don't know. Diagram. I will keep that. Sun Sand we're done with. Muddy Bar Tab we'll build later. I don't know if I'm doing much in the way of crafting. Mostly probably gonna stick to using alchemy. Rock salt is a must-have. Crab shells. Eastman seals, those. Okay. Anyway, so we'll grab ourselves a Beast Spaffer. It's a nice level 11 sword, we'll get that soon enough. And having some nice scale now. That is something I haven't enjoyed in a long time. Yeah. Let's get ourselves some scale now. I don't play heavy armored characters much anymore, so it's very rare for me, especially on a mage class, to be able to use heavy armor. And that is the first heavy armor, and probably the last one I'm gonna get to use. That was for level 10. Anyway, so let's leave town. Right now, we are currently sitting at about midway through level 9. Part of me kind of wants to get some spells off of them, but I shall not bother just yet. We'll deal with that in a bit. To the best that I can. My goals for this is I will not use wikis. Unlike modern MMOs, like World of Warcraft for instance, where they have an active mini-map and everything, with like a quest helper, kind of points you in the direction where you need to go for your next objective. This one does not. This one actually requires you to read. It requires you to actually listen to NPCs when they talk to you, and get hints. Because of this, it can be very time consuming. So a lot of people will actually go onto things like the wikis and stuff and follow guides on how to do their quests. I personally don't think that's in the spirit of things. I am fully expecting there to be some quests that I get stuck on and then come back to at a later date. And to be honest, I think that is more in line with the spirit of what an MMO should be. It is about the journey, not the destination. Because there is no destination. Never is in an MMO. So, if you're not going to enjoy the journey, why are you playing an MMO? Endgame raiding? Sure. To what end? You want to experience the new content, right? Cool. But if you're going to experience it anyway, does it matter? Which brings me to my favorite part about this game. This is not vertical progression. You don't get to a level cap, then chase your next get your tiers, and then your next tiers, and then a new expansion comes out, and there's a new level cap, and then there's new tiers of gear to get, and then everything that came in the previous expansions is redundant. No. This is a game where it's horizontal. Meaning, if you go to the effort of getting a really rare ring at, say, level 30 from the second expansion, chances are that ring is going to last you into the end game. Now bear in mind, it's a level 30 ring that you're using at level 99. That is perfect. It means every content is relevant. There's a reason to revisit content. There's a reason to do the old content. The end game stuff, yeah, sure, it's where naturally a lot of people are going to actually like come together and do their mainstays, but it is not the destination. The rest of the game is. I believe this is where I need to be. Hold on there, this ain't no place for adventurers, just wander in and out of. Withdraw immediately. I believe this is actually exactly where I need to be. This is Southeast Tower. We're at the wrong one. I want the eastern one. Let's take a look on that. So, southeast, we can see by the red blip, we're down there. It is quite literally just north of us. So let's head on over to that. We'll stick ourselves on auto run for the time being and take a look there again. So, you'll notice it's very bare bones. Like, it very much tells you the layout of the land, but it doesn't. It gives you like major landmarks, but it doesn't explain everything for you. You can tell that I'm just coming from a structure, looks a bit odd, and then there's a similar structure to the Middle East, and another one to the very top center. You see that? So logic dictates those are also towers. Now I'm assuming that since this was the southeastern tower, we actually want to get the middle one, which is the true east. That one over, well, exactly where I'm looking. You can kind of see it jutting out of the trees there. I actually do kind of want to attack some of these. I'm not going to actually, like, do too much with them, but I do want to just have it hit me. There is a method to this madness. As a blue mage, I need to experience monsters using certain abilities. So, allowing them to wail on my face allows them to build up a thing called TP, so technical points. You can see it in the top left, the bottom bar. Every time I hit them, that goes up. Monsters also have that. When it gets to 100, they'll use an ability. Whether or not it's the ability I need is neither here or there. Sometimes they die too fast, and I really should turn the way around, but whatever. So I'm going to cast Pollen. This is a ability I learned earlier from the beast. It's basically a heal. And as you can clearly see, menu-based combat. foot kick I got from the Arabs or the little rabbits. So let me explain combat a little bit. You've obviously got your magic. This is, of course, my current 2 spells I have, which I will get more. I'm currently trying to learn one. You have your job abilities. Azure Law is my 2 hour. Well, I say 2 hour. It's more like a 1 hour ability. It allows me to chain together the magic with my weapon skills to create what is called a skill chain, which basically means they kind of multiply off each other and you do extra damage. Then we have my weapon skills. Fast Blade, Burning Blade. I just learned Burning Blade. Now, unlike the current counterpart, Final Fantasy XIV, where you get black mages cast fire, they cast ice, they cast electric, etc., etc., it doesn't mean anything. It is quite literally, they're just part of the rotation. They all just do damage. And then there's unaspected damage, which is, again, just damage. This, however, does actually have an elemental system. Meaning, if you was to use, say, ice on a fire elemental, it'll do bonus damage. If you was to cast Cure, a healing spell, on a skeleton, it would damage it. And it wouldn't just damage it, it'll probably do critical damage. So it's important to take into account, you know, what things are weak to. There's also things such as blunt, sharp, piercing, etc., etc. So if I was to slash at a skeleton with a sword, it probably won't do as much as it would as, say, hitting it with fist weapons, blunt weapons. Weapons that do blunt damage, smashing damage, rather than piercing. Because what am I piercing, you know? So, Sama. Minister of the Oratory is in the laboratory beneath here. To get there, you should check the walls very carefully. Since we're here, let's have a look. What kind of training can we do? Mandragora family. This is just more Saruta, so you know what? Never mind. We won't bother with this. And this is a bit where things are going to get more and more overloaded. We've now gone into a new area, the Horatoto Ruins. So, to make the most of it and get extra experience so we don't have to spend so much time grinding, we're going to go to quests, records of eminence, and current objectives. We want to do combat by region. Areas 3, so this is where West and East Saruta, which is the place we was just in. And what we want to do is check off Inner Horatoto Ruins. And what this does is every 10 mobs we kill in here is going to grant us bonus experience. You got survival guides, which allow you to teleport between places. And you've also got ground tomes, which are basically like little training manuals. They give you little grinding objectives. And since we're here alone, what we're going to do is we're going to do the trust. So this is supposed to be the first dangerous place you go. It's a dungeon. So it is a dungeon that you can walk into. Unlike other games, you go into dungeons, it's just you and your party. This one, I can quite possibly stumble into other adventurers just in passing. It's a beautiful system. I'm so sad that they got rid of it. We're going to pick our favorites. So, let's go Villanarial. dude with a shield. He's likely a tank. And then we're going to go 2 PP. So we need a healer. And let's get Naja, because I actually really like Naja. Naja's fun. You'll get to learn all about Naja later on down the line. Right. I am, however, going to quickly just heal up because I realize I am very low on health, so we'll be back in a moment once I'm healed up. Okay, and we're back. You can tell by the bottom right, although my UI is a little bit slow, so I do apologize, that I am full healed. Right, I do believe we need some bats, so we'll just quickly off one of these. Can't imagine it's going to be particularly hard. They're easy prey, and he's just completely obliterated them, so that's fine. In fact, I'm starting to think maybe more aggressive. We are low level. It's not going to be that dangerous. But for the interest in just sifting through it quickly, we've seen combat. We've seen nothing. Do I have a map of this place? No. So the only thing we've got to go by is the lady outside saying, walls. We need to look at the walls. Oh, there. What are these orbs? Yeah, alright, so obviously we're a bit powerful for this place, so it's not a problem. Here we go. So you can see the indent. Is this the right way we're going? Don't know. We shall see. Now, this is a bit where this game can be quite trolly, because you might go into a place that's really low level. And then suddenly you go and find that things are incredibly bloody tough, so it's not this way. Yes, all dungeons have high and low areas within them, to certain extents. This place is probably like level 10 to level, I want to say level 30 probably. So we have to tread carefully and be very perceptive as to what we're looking at. This one. See there on the left, the wall is different. Doesn't help that aged graphics really make things obvious, but it's still got its charm. Troika bats. Incredibly tough. I'm not inclined to go into a place where I'm going to get absolutely green, so it's not this one either. Cracked wall. Central. It's very central. Maybe this one. Bladed bat. Easy prey. So this is actually probably where we're meant to be.
big old door. Let's see. Magical gizmo. But everyone else says the same thing, brother. Why, oh why won't you listen to what I'm trying to tell you? At long last, we've achieved peace. Why risk destroying it? Behind your wacky, some people say that you're setting out to start a war. What's more, you know that this laboratory in the Horitoto ruins is off limits. What do they know? And you, Epuru, my own sister, Kantaru, you see the truth behind all this. Why do you think they all fear war, but won't lift a finger to do anything about it? They all say that Windurst has peace and security. Peace and security. But do you really think our country has peace? The wounds the Orrestory received from the war haven't healed. Even after 20 odd years, the best of the warlock mages are dying off, unable to train new, younger replacement Tarus. Just imagine what would happen if war broke out again. Windurst would be obliterated in an instant, Taru. That's why we need some grand new magic. What about the Star Sibyl? Yes, and what about her? What was the reason she forbade their very magic I seek? If they could have controlled that magic properly, then we wouldn't have had to buddy with the Beastmen in the first place. Sure, the spell weaver died, but the magic itself was a great success. Only you, my dear brother, would call such a great tragedy a success. The mastermind of the Millennium met such a tragic fate. So, what chance would a fake awakened genius like you stand, Ejido Murajido? Say what are you like? A genius is never accepted by the world in his own time. If you've just come here to whinge and whine, then off with you. Go on, Gitaru! Well, I've tried my hardest to convince you. Now I don't care what happens to you anymore, brother. Don't come crying to me if you get yourself killed. Oi! Who's that over there? Ah. That's, what's Vatar, you say? A wannabe newbie adventure? So you're the one they sent to help me with my experiment. Well, you're too latey-waitey. The experiment is over. This gizmo just broke down again. And then my pesky little sister wandered in and just add insult to the injury. Well, I've had enough for one day. I'm headed home. Seeing as you come all this way, I'd hate for you to go home empty-handed, so here's a little job for you. On your way here, you probably noticed the glowing receptacle gizmos here and there, didn't Tari? Well, inside each of them, there's a magical ball called a mana orb. I think one of those mana orbs was broken when my experiment failed just now. Your job is to find the broken sphere and take it back to the Orrestory. Oh, and one more thing. Don't go blabbing about what you've just heard here. Alright, Ari? Wow, Ejido is a dick. So, clearly we're siding with some sort of
evil, maniacal mage who gives no credence to life. It's fine. That's fun. Some of that. So, we're gonna find those orbs everywhere. I think the one we was just looking at in here is actually glowing green. See that glow? Or the glow that was there? Mana orb in this receptacle is not broken. Okay, so we're looking for one that is broken. Likely so they can repair it. Okay, that's fine. That makes sense. This one here... maybe it is... maybe we can't tell. Maybe we just need to see which one's which. Not broken. Broken. I think moving forward, until I actually start to struggle a bit, I will not be using these. It also doesn't help me as a blue mage because I need to not have things die on me quite so easily. Like, yeah, we're in a place where they're not even aggroing me, so it is whatever. Ah? Well, that's different. Cracked mana orb. Okay, cool. There we go. Aggro. You waited until I didn't have friends with me. How rude. I mean, you can see how quickly his life is dropping down. Like, it's really no need for having trusts out. But that is the system that they put in place. Essentially, if you need to do group stuff, which the first zone, first few areas, it's not group content, then you don't really need them. We'll see them again at some point. I imagine I'll probably start using them when we head into Toronto Canyon or go to Uberimu Peninsula. Burning Blade. Oh. Let's see if we can actually get these extra 5 kills before we leave. I'd like to actually get the bonus item. It's also a chance to level my blue magic skill. So, by the way, yes, everything has got its skills. Obviously, blue magic. If that number up there in the top left would actually be blue if it was capped for my level, it is not. So you need to get caught up. Oh, interrupted myself. As we progress through the game, I start to get more spells that I consider to be my staple. I will actually be macroing them in so we can use the taskbar, and that means less of this scrolling through menus. We've got the steal ability. So the reason I got steal, and this is also something that I've unlocked already ahead of time, is you'll notice in the top left there it says my name, then it says level 10 Blue Mage, and then level 5 Thief. That is a sub-job. I am... So, essentially, you can tell there that Thief is level 35, but it only shows as level 5 because it comes up as half of your current main job's level. One more kill and we should be good. Boom. There we go. Does that give us anything, or is it just extra experience? Oh my goodness, we're already nearly 11. Let's kill these bats. That should ding me up. Boom. Level 11. The fact that it gives you a fanfare when you level up is also quite nice. So yeah, we bought this new armor whilst we was in town, so let's switch over to that. Anything else we do? So these rings, they just give us a little elemental bonuses, probably to our defense. Wait, hold on. And I think... Oh! I bought myself a sword I can't even use. Hold down. Next time we go into town, I'll have to like pick up a new one then. Yeah. Oh, check it. Look at it. How cool is this armor? Level 10 scale armor. Badass. You even walk with a clink in your armor as well, which is nice. Right, we are going to cheat a little bit and use the records to go home. You can tell, so all these are different areas I've been to. El Shimo Lowlands are the place where I unlocked Ninja. You got there. Sandoria, Windurst, and really, did I not pick up the one for Bastok? Ah, well, we've got Gooseberg, which is near Bastok. Essentially, a lot of the big areas where we can do a lot of traveling to and fro, I've already picked up the ability to go to and from pretty quickly, just to save on time. We want to go Port Windurst. Up and away. So these books never used to exist. Also, home points, the home crystals that you're about to see, are also they never used to be able to teleport you, but that was a change they made later on down the line. So you can see, you can set your home point, or you can travel to another home point. So if you've interacted with other crystals, it essentially allows you to teleport to that crystal. They basically streamlined your game, made it so that you're less likely to spend about an hour traveling between places, and more likely to get there and just get on with things. I personally have a love-hate relationship with that. So on one hand, it's nice that you can just get on and do it, see content and everything. These days. Back in the day when like it was a lot more active of a game and you're likely to run into people here, there and everywhere, it was actually a better idea to not have that, because it allowed you to just run in and have very organic meetings with new players, and then you find yourself kind of getting swept up in little adventures and stuff, and it was just nice. It was a nice sense of community. By the way, were you able to retrieve the cracked mana orb? If so, then tell it to my buddy, Hakuru Rinkaru. So, we were able to meet our flubber-dub minister, huh? The minister came back a itty bit ago, or was straight out the door again. Oh, that's a no-go mana orb. Ah, so you were the one the minister was mumbling about when he huffingly ran in and out of here. He told us to take the hunk of junk cracked mana off of him. Thanks for your Hoodrum help today. We look forward to having you help us again during our next Mayday. And with that, with literally no fanfare, well, there was a fanfare, but no indication of what's next, that is our mission done. No current missions. So, because it's a base game, things were a lot more, I guess it was trying to figure themselves out. Bear in mind, this is from the golden age of MMOs, when every MMO was doing its own thing, trying to figure out its own systems, throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. This is the base game, so this is the earliest of the earliest, when they were in direct competition with World of Warcraft when that first released. So definitely the furthest cry from a WoW clone you can get, essentially, because there was no WoW 2 clone. It's clunky, it's odd, but when you put in context with previous games where everything's like menu based, it's actually not that bad. You gotta understand the game you're playing, you know? If you say these days, if you say, oh, it's an MMO, you expect it to either be an action MMO, like skill based, or you expect it to be a WoW clone. MMO used to just be a genre, not a mechanic style. Let's go back to the gate guards and see what else is next. Okay. Back at Rako, let's have a look what they got for us now. The missions we are currently able to offer you at the Eastern Gatehouse are as follows. Heart of the Matter. You've come just at the right time. The Manusteri just come up the road there and is asking for help in making automaton guards at the Cardian workshop. Seeing as the Cardian workshop is right next door, you can hardly turn this mission down, can you? Sure. Ask the staff at the Guardian Workshop for details. The Manustery Guardian Workshop is straight back down that road there, on the right-hand side of the Flamingo Round. Flamingo Round, by the way, is the central fountain. Also, we need an sword. So let's just talk to them quick. Beastaffer. Well, let's pick up a sword for level 13 then. Which I do believe is in 2 levels now. So this is the Flamingo Round. I believe they said hang a left. Oh, sorry, hang a right even. I do believe it is this place here. Probably Monastery. Yeah. Which is on the right hand side. I am unsure if this is the place I need to be. Correct. Mana orbs are the heart of the Guardians, you know? If a Guardian were to lose his mana orb, it would return to being just an inanimate straw dollywog. And if the magical energy of the mana orb ever runs out, even if you were able to re-energize it with gizmos in the magic towers, they still forget everything they remembered up to then. Either way, this is what's considered as death for Guardians. That's rough. Almost all the Horatoto ruins were blown to pieces 20 years ago due to the enormous magic of the heroic mastermind of the Millennium. The only magic tower left barely functioning, in the southeastern one, is totally unstable Wable with the amount of energy it produces. So it's nigh on impossible to create quality mana orbs, which leaves us weakened dramatically. Oh, by the way, Guardians talk very weird. 6 just... Blood 6's tongue. Oh, 6 just bit 6's tongue. Ouch. Tongue hurts. Oh, I reckon it's you because you were at that previous place. Hello there, a Windurst trust permit? Ah, you must be talking about the new magic wagic. My big brother, is participating in the initiative too. But I think he might be too busy to see you right now. Windurst is a peaceful nation, but my brother is looking for the true meaning of peace. At least, that's what he said. You know what would be wonderful? If you helped my brother weather for the good of Windurst. I think I'm actually in the throes of doing that. Hello, and and you are... Oh, the adventurer! A volunteer to help out with the monastery's little mission, right? Very nice of you to have come. My name is Bururu. I'm Minister of the Monastery and head of this Guardian workshop. But first, I should give you a rundown of what the monastery is all about, I suppose. Monastery is a ministry in charge of production of automaton guards, otherwise known as Guardians. As far as military might goes, our Guardians are second only to the Orastory's warlocks. Have you ever tried speaking to those doll-like beings that answer back in the woods of the stars? Words of the stars. Well, they are our Guardians. We cast a special kind of magic on a doll made of straw, cloth, and other stuff. That's what gives life to a Guardian. We ask traveling merchants or adventurers to provide us with most of the materials we need to make Guardians, but there is one essential material we can't just ask anyone to provide us with. That's the heart of the Guardian, a mana orb. Without a fully charged mana orb, we cannot cast our special magic on the Guardian to keep them animated. That's why we leave the job to energizing mana orbs with magic to adventurers from Windurst only. These spheres are very important, so they cannot be entrusted to people from other lands. So it's a national secret. Here, take 6 dark mana orbs that have lost their glow. You are to go to the southeastern magic tower of Horatoto Ruins in East Saruta Baruta. That's the only magic tower that's still functioning well enough to energize mana orbs. Ask Horahora at the Horatoto Ruins to find out how to energize mana orbs properly wobbly. You could find it to be quite a troublesome task, so if you are not quite sure of yourself, ask some of your fellow adventurers for help. Well, good luck in Tataru. So we just got ourselves a bunch of orbs. I think we're actually going to the one I went to first, the southeastern one. I think we actually spoke to the guy we was meant to speak to in this mission. I think it's probably fastest if we teleport over to Port Gatehouse and then take the book. No, wait, there was no book. Never mind, there was no book. Not the one where we're going, at least. So we'll run. I do miss this game. It was so good during the day. Pain in the ass to install, but once you've got it installed, it was so good. This was essentially my break into the MMO world. Still holds charm. I don't know if I'm looking at this with rose-tinted glasses or what, but it's like, I don't know. The game is a vibe. You can quite literally sit down, start doing random ass stuff, and just vibing out. Before you know it, the day's gone by. I only started yesterday, and I wanted to just unlock a few nonsensical things. I was only doing it as a thief, but then I ended up, like, well, as you can tell, doing a lot more than just that. Before I knew it, it was 4 AM. I do not remember the last time I stayed up to 4 AM gaming, so... I believe this is the tower we want. It does make me laugh. I'm not... Like, I do see the ugliness of the game. Like, being able to see things sort of pop in. I've got this on the highest graphical settings possible, and it still renders things very weirdly. Yeah, so you're today's volunteer for the Monastery mission, right? Okie dokie. Now, I'll explain what you got to do. Mana orbs can be pretty difficult for the first timer, so listen carefully, listen hard, and listen good. When you go below the southeastern magic tower here, you'll find the passage widens greatly. The layout's in the sort of circular workless shape with a total of 6 mana orb receptacle gizmos placed in a pattern around the path. You are to place one of the dark mana orbs you receive from the monastery in each of these receptacle gizmos, then you are to proceed to the room furthest to the back of the ruins, behind the secret weaker doorway, is where you are to turn on the switch with the big magical gizmo there. If all the mana orbs are placed correctly, the magical energy generated from the horizontal runes will flow into the gizmo system, recharge all the orbs. Once they are re-energized, you are to collect them all and take them back to the monastery. Oopsie doopsie, I almost nearly forgot. Here, take this. You can't enter the hidden room at the back of the ruins. Well, good luck. And see you on the way back here. I don't know why I gave him that voice. I was starting to trip over myself towards the end of that. Hey! You gotta take these gizmos and put them in the receptacle so that the big old gizmo can do the recharging. Once you're done, just bring them back to the monastery. Capiche? Alright, good. Get to it. Once you're done with all that gabagoo, you come see me. We'll make you whole. Oh, I believe first step is just to place them all in these receptacles. Nothing too wild. I'm assuming there's one in here too. There is. That's it. Hey, F2. Oh, I see you are approaching me. Kick. So this is another thing they've added. So blue chests are temporary items. You're gonna find I don't pick these up. There are brown chests which allow basically need you to unlock them via a series of hints. Once you've guessed the correct number, it will open and they usually reward you with things like potions, materials, or gear. That sandwich I had is not playing friendly with me. What level are you? Decent challenge? Alright, okay. Chance to level up my skills. I'm not going to use Burning Blade on this because it is in fact fire. That's it for to have it. I can't English. To have it explode at me. That's two. Oh, is that going to be a problem? That's going to be a problem. Oh. So, for context, I have no tab. My tab button is broken. So, if, for instance, there's something in the goddamn way like that, I either have to wait for it to leave or I have to pick it up. I can't tab target. Oh, everything wants to pick a fight with me today. I mean, that's fine too. It's always good to get on top of my skills. So there are spell interrupts, so I've got to time it. if I was to get hit mid-cast, it will fail. So that's why I'm lingering and hit and cast. Some are like pretty quick to cast, so it's not that much of a problem. My sword does more damage, but to be fair, the spells I have are shit, so... That, and I've got base gear with no stats on them, so just defense. I think that's why I should get into crafting, and I probably will. That looks like the door we need to go to after the fact. There. It's all good experience, and I still need to get level 13 before I can use my new sword anyway, so... Alright, let's play this a little bit smarter. Naturally. Lucid effort. Well, that works. Sort our inventory out in a second. I do need to go through and actually clear out my bags. I have collected so much useless Mishigoths. And I'm going to continue to do so. More. Oh, we are actually full. I definitely need to clear out. Rid of that spatula. These, this, 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 this. So it actually stacks up correctly. That. One thread can stay. And we're Gucci. Mostly the reason I want to get into crafting is specifically alchemy. A lot of ninja spells require the use of tools, which can be very expensive, so if I can make my own, then that should make it easier for me. I just don't know how much of a time investment crafting will be. I think I'm weighing it mostly on how far into this I go. Sat here like a dumbass, I realised I have a lot of spells I've been casting. So, Bomb Toss is another one. Stupidly powerful, painful. Can learn it at some point, I'm just not entirely sure when. I think the only wiki entry I'll be looking at is a list of remove spells, because there's a metric ton of them. Just mostly down to the nature of how you go about getting them. Because it's not signposted anywhere other than wikis on what abilities you can get from what mobs. missing out on something that's like vital for solo play. So. Woo. You're doing a lot of damage. Easy prey, really. It is. Oh, no bueno. So I think Berserk lowers the defense, heightens their attack. So it's a good time to unload for Fury before they unload it on you. One more, and I think we can go back to that central room, and that'll be us. I don't know if I need to go through and collect the orbs again, but we shall see. Hey, didn't your mother tell you damn manners? Obviously, like, everywhere is huge, right? There's no cramped corridors or anything like that. Like, everywhere is huge. So it can kind of feel a bit empty. But when you consider this as a 2000, I want to say 2004, 2005 game, it's pretty goddamn pretty. Bear in mind, you know, like I said, direct competition with World of Warcraft at the time. And that is also kind of not really saying much. Because, let's be honest, classic WoW is not a pretty game, it's actually quite ugly. Oh, is that going to interrupt me? Oh. I might die here. I might die here. They're really starting to hit hard. Come on. One more. Perfect. Get in the hill, get in the hill. Ah! Get the healing. I think I'm dead. Oh. I have 3 health left. I have no mana left. Whew. Okay. I got a full heal there. I think I just leveled. Southeastern star charm disappears in a flash of light. Some Half-Life looking shit right here. Okay, 6 mana orbs successfully energized with magic. So let's try and pick one up, see if we can actually claim it back. Yeah. I do. I need to collect them all again. Okay, well, tell you what, we're going to speed this along. Mostly with and you'll see why. He tends to do this crazy AoE ability, which... well, you'll see. Boom! You survived. Try and be quick about this one. Don't happen. Time is it? It is coming up to 6:15, so I'll be wrapping up after this mission. It's free. All the way to the side. Kill the non-believers. Yeah. Kill these non-believers. If you haven't noticed, there is a reason why I don't use these trusts. Because they do kind of simplify things at too low a level. I'm doing this in the interest of time, but it's not doing me any favors in terms of my skill points. So I will not be doing it too much. It's just that we've already seen this, so... one more to get. And then I think it's back to Windurst. Okay, that's all of them. You know, see these. So this is what I was talking about. These are the brown ones. They drop gear, but I have a full inventory and all the gear I need just for this second, so I'm not going to bother. Besides, I didn't realize that one dropped, so by the time I get around to actually unlocking it, it'll probably disappear on me. So there's no point. I will eventually open those, it's just not right now. Let's go back to the guy, the Gabagoo guy out the front. Might have something else to say, but I'm pretty sure he wants me to go back to the monastery. Or a cutscene. Mana orbs are Cardian's hearts. Mana orbs are Cardian's souls. You are to give us Cardians back our mana orbs. You have no need for them. Aye, enough already. You're not getting your hands on these mana orbs. They belong to the monastery. Yikey wakeys. Shiverers. You too, adventurer. Hand over those mana orbs to us Cardians now, or we'll be forced to take your heart and soul instead. Do what they say and hand them over. I'll take responsibility for whatever happens. Well? Is this all of them? Affirmative, this is all of them. Whew. Well, there goes 10 years of my life. They were the Ace Guardians, if you can tell. We wouldn't have come anywhere near to being a match for those aces. You have to know when to hold them and when to fold them, I guess. But boy, was that a close call. You're headed back to town now, right, Daru? Then please report what just took place to Mr. Paruru at the monastery. Thanks, and be careful on your way home. You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, and know when to run. So, those are the Cardians. The Aces are the rogue Cardians. They're the ones that are not happy. They have gained sentience of their own, and all they want to do is prolong their lives. They do not see the Taru as friendly. Yes, they created them, but at the same time, they don't care if a Cardian dies, as long as there are Cardians around to do their job. These Aces are protective of that sentience because they realize there's more to them than what the world thinks, to the point of extremism. Now, that being said, they did just take my magical orbs from me, which I just spent ages charging. So, you can bet your bottom buck that at some point I'm going to be going up there to that northern ruin probably and putting a few spells down on them, and probably taking a couple of their spells for myself in Blue Mage and everything. This ain't over, Aces. This ain't over. Alright, let's return to Paruru. Still wild that whilst I was like eating a sandwich, suddenly it's like Easter. Must have hit Japanese midnight or something. So you notice that there's like jacks. They're all named after different like playing cards. Obviously, the aces are, you know, sentient and kind of gone free. You know, then you've got the numbered ones, spades. I don't know if what they're like hearts, spades, etc. means that they're designated for different roles, but yeah, see, because these are just spare numbered, right? So they haven't been assigned a role. Wait, hello there. Oh my god. No, we're not talking about this again. It's they're talking about like I'm assuming I can get her brother as a trust. What? Some feral guardians turned up again, Iweni? It's quite embarrassing tale for us at the monastery, but some of the old guardians from the war years escaped and went wild. Those old guardians carry out such wickedness as stealing mana orbs and attacking people. Mana orbs are their hearts, remember? So the reason they steal mana orbs is to revive their friends who have run out of magic in their mana orbs. But mana orbs are just spheres of magic. Unless there is a mage who can use the mana orb and breathe life into the guardians, they're totally useless. So, even if they are successful in stealing mana orbs, it serves them no purpose. But I'm glad that you and poor Porehare are safe. That's the most important thing. Well, anyway, thank you for all your trouble and hard efforts. Until next time, then, ta-ta! So there. I'm sure that's not the last we've had to do with the aces, but I'm sure we'll get to see more. Let's see what else there is. Rocco! The missions we are currently able to offer you at the Eastern Gatehouse are as follows. Price of Peace. So, have these missions helped in making you stronger? Perhaps you're about ready for a mission that involves the Yagudo Beastman. On the other hand, on the other side of West Saruta Baruta is a place called Gideus, the home of the Yagudo. You know the Yagudo, don't you? They're the beastmen who, for ever so long, have ravaged the grasslands of Saruta Baruta. But the current Star Sibyl took it upon herself to try and make amicable relations with the damned enemy. As a result, we have to pay tribute to the Yagudo with food offerings as a sign of our friendship. That's the crux of the mission. First, you are to go to the Rhinostery's biological laboratory in Windurst Waters. The researchers there will provide you with today's food offering for the Yagudo. The researchers will tell you what you are to do next. This is an important mission issued by Heaven's Tower, or more specifically the Star Sibyl herself. Control your hatred of the Beastmen and fulfill this mission as best you can. Ah, so we're dealing with the Birdman. Let's just take this. So, travel to another thingy, current region, Windurst Waters, Forest Story. Sure. Right, okie dokie, so. Windurst Waters, where are we? Distillery. It's not in this area, I think we actually got to go all the way down. So. Past the courtyard, past the Windurst. Yeah, see, now you've got a Jack of Hearts, which I think the Jacks are just guards. What's this? Wing egg, lamp egg, flower egg, guild egg, hatchling shield, which dispenses eggs. I'm not spending money on that. I'll come back to that, maybe. I need to look into it, but I'm sure there is a way I can get rid of my name above my head. It is a little bit in the way. Right, so you want the Rhinostory, which is on our left. There's also a Telecrystal there, so we'll grab that just because it will make things easy for us. Teritotu. Sleeping, so full, okay, useless. You're an adventurer who accepted our mission for today. Leap Hop has prepared food offerings for you to take to Gideus. He's waiting on the rooftop orchard right above us. To get to the roof, go outside, take the stairs on the side of the building. Okay. Ah, okay. Leap Hop. That's a hell of a name. Lepe Hoppy? Leapy Hoppy? What? Speak up! What's that you say? You're here to help from the gatehouse, eh? Oh, gosh. Here you go. Sorry for all the fuss. Today's offering for the altars of Gideus. In these bags of Yagudo's favorite cherries, we should give those ugly beastmen their merries. If you are wondering why there's now two bags, it's because there are two altars in Gideus Crags. A Yagudo by each altar stands, to each of them a bag you hand. And though an offering you do bear, those Yagudo may attack you there, so take precautions, be prepared, lest you return in state impaired. Oh, I like you, you're fun. Okay, so best way for us to get to where we need to be, honestly, I think is going to port again. Windurst, port Windurst. By the entrance. Sheila. There. If I'm not mistaken, I believe there is one nearby. Teleportation assistance. Saruta Peruta. West Saruta Peruta. Ah, yes. This is what I was talking about. It just makes it easier all around. So this is an outpost. It's very outposty. I believe this way. So west. Notice how it doesn't say anything, right? Kind of... where's my mouse? You follow this path and it takes you to this area here. Now, going by what we know, we also know that there, and that there is a tower. So you'd think, oh, maybe that's where we go. No. You also got to be mindful of where it fades. Like, you got to read the map properly, right? This is where we're going. I do like Saruta Peruta. If you can tell by the music, it's got kind of like a soft flute to it. It's actually kind of something that made me pick up a flute of my own. Nothing crazy, just kind of like a warm D woodwind. Nice, easy tunes. Nice to just faff around with when you're in the middle of nowhere and can't afford to do anything. So that's a Yagudo. It's a Beastman. It's a Birdman Beastman. He's an angry Birdman Beastman. He's about to punch me. Oh, he's punching me. Kick him. Bad chicken bird. Obviously, we're still in like area 1, like the lowest zone, so nothing here is terribly hard. I'm missing primarily because of the lack of skill resource. Storm. Ow. He's got like a temporary chest. I'm not interested. Shame I didn't actually learn that. Feather Storm is an ability I can learn. So you're right down the bottom there. Obviously we're going into Beastland areas, so, you know, it looks a bit uncharted. But I'm pretty sure I actually have picked up maps for this place. That's what I would say if I... There we go. So the goal here, I believe, is these two areas here. I need to visit each one of those. That's it. Gosh, did I actually get the offerings? I did. Okay. So I'm thinking maybe, unless I'm streaming, collecting spells might have to be something I do offline, just for the sake of keeping things a little bit interesting. I mean, it wouldn't hurt for me to learn a few spells just to showcase how it's done, but we shall see. No doubt I'll stream it, and it'll be caught as part of course anyway. So there's a green labeled guy over here. I'm pretty sure this is the guy we need, and he's stood right next to an altar. Good. You are taking Smoothskin's food offering. Quack! But now you must be leaving, Quack. Okay. Cool. Next one. I use my logical brain here and just hug the left wall. So this is a because this is a Beastman Tribelands. It's kind of done in a way that there's a progression to it. Like, I could be here and level up to good levels just by the simple premise of going deeper the higher level I get. The further south into Gideus you get, for instance, the higher level the Gudo gets. So we're not going terribly far into it. We're literally just staying kind of in the northern quadrant, the lowest level area. So there's barely anyone trying to attack me. I'm already a little bit too powerful for this place anyway. And, yeah. Easy, simple life. So, I think that little mouth over there is exactly where the guy is standing. If I can see the altar. No, I can't. There it is. See what I mean about, like, draw distance? It's too good. The computer's too good for this game. Like, it's not off-putting at all, it's just a little bit ugly. You're becoming a long way to deliver this, Kya. You'll be telling other Smoothskins to keep offerings coming, Kya. Okay, Kya. I may have to be very careful about how much I level, or I might dedicate Blue Mage specifically to when I do these videos and streams, because I don't want everything to be kind of me having out-leveled everything, right? So I think what I'll do is maybe level Ninja and do Ninja stuff offline, away from the story. That way, when it comes to needing it, it's already there and leveled and ready to be used as a sub-job and everything. I have, like, tools and everything, and just, you know, actual skill with the spells so they actually do stuff. I'm also tempted with different styles, like, see, Ninja is very important as a sub-job because it allows you to dual wield, it allows you to cast shadow so you get hit less, and it makes you tankable even. But at the same time, Red Mage is also an important one for Blue Mages because they come with things like buffs and things like sneak and invis, ways of getting around the map, so I might level Red Mage on my lonesome as well. I'll be honest, next time you see any of this, it'll probably be me having leveled up a metric ton of different things and seeing what sticks. So, hey ho, who cares? Whatever happens, happens. Right, I do believe I am returning back to Windurst Waters now. Back to the Rhinostery. I think that will complete the rank 1 missions. So that'll be the easiest of the easy, the introduction to the area missions. The next ones I think will actually take me further afield, believe it or not. I think they're a little bit more risky. Probably designed for level 20s. Who knows? Teleportation assistance. Windurst. Windurst. I love this game. So good. So good. Honestly, hyped to be back. For the past couple of months, I've been thinking about the game, like, from time to time, and I'm like, I can't really be bothered. But recently, I got a extra terabyte of space, so I'm like, well, I do have the space to have extra crap installed on my computer, so I was like, why not? I'll install this. And now I'm like, since it's installed, I might as well try it. And then, well, here we are. Now we're doing like a playthrough, a story playthrough. By the way, if you happen to be on the Azura server, feel free to reach out to Armitage here. That's Armitage with an H. We will. We can definitely group up and do some stuff. I don't know what we'll do, but we'll do it. Or it's just grinding and stuff. Who cares? Ooh, cutscene. We of the Rhinostery would like to explore the underground canals too, and investigate why the great beast disappeared after war ceased. But the entrance to the canals in Windurst walls have been off limits for 20 years despite our calls. Known only as the Priming Gate, Guardians guard it as of late. I know. That's why I'm asking you for your cooperation. Our objectives coincide. I'm in search of Karana Baraha's laboratory, and you're in search of a great beast slayer. But opening the Priming Gate is no easy thing. The key is our Rhinostery's Minister's Ring, and Minister Rukususu wouldn't to you lend her ring even if you were really her friend. You don't get what I'm saying. That's why I'm asking you. Listen, on the night Rukususu came back from the Northlands. Let's continue this discussion later. Tataru! Well, Jido's up to something. Back from Gideus now, I see. Your mission's done. What a joy, what glee. Oh, that was the Orastory Minister, Ajido Murajido, who wants to go to Karahabaraha's lab and in the canals, so really is the truth what the rumors say. He's been asking about forbidden magic today. I'm surprised he doesn't get caught without quibble by Windurst Sybil guards and the Great Star Sybil. Anyway, your task's complete, your mission done, so return to the gatehouse where you began. I'm sure something great awaits you back at the gate. I like Leap Hop. They talk fun. They do the rhymes. I don't do it any justice, but they do rhymes. Easiest way back to the gatehouse is, of course, 10 crystals. Windurst is definitely the place with the largest space to run to and from everywhere, but it also hosts the race with the smallest legs, so you figure that logic out. Hello, Raku. So you completed the mission. Well then, I shall be recommending you for promotion to rank 2. I suggest you try your hand at conquests now, as you'll need to gain more rank points before we can issue further missions. You can gain rank points you need from participating in the regional conquests. Ask the Warlock Guard in charge of conquests over there for further information. See you around. 1,000 guild, nice. No missions to offer. Oh. Unless, of course, I do certain something. I want to view house, case. Beastman seals. See all these wind crystals. I trade these. Your rank points are full. We've added the excess to your conquest points. You do not need to donate any more crystals. Go to the gatehouse for further instructions. So, if I talk to her now, missions we're currently able to offer you are lots of words. Cool. Well, that's rank 1. I'm going to leave it there. And we shall carry on with rank 2 and beyond in the next session. Until then, I bid you adieu. Ta-ta now. Or shall I say, Tataru.